What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for a super quick video, and today we'll be talking about Rise Up badge plus some tips on how to utilize it. Actually, this one here includes some parts from this video here, but of course there'll be some other additional info on this one. So now let's get right into it. So first, let's talk about Rise Up badge. I think at this point we all know how it exactly works, so let's get into more complex details. So after playing around and testing the badge, here are the things that I found out. First one, it doesn't expand your dunk meter. In here, you can see that a no badge to Hall of Fame will be just the same. Now you might say, oh toots, maybe those things are not visible on blacktop. They actually do, because based on my interior defense test, here are the differences between 25 and 99 interior defense. So it means if there's any difference, it will be visible. Next one, in terms of sweet spots, there isn't any on the badge, meaning you can push it to Hall of Fame as you please, you will still get a good boost up to Hall of Fame. I know it's not perfectly straight line, but those are just margin of error. So that's all for the actual badge. Now let's proceed to the fun part, how to utilize the badge or how to get more standing dunks. For this one, we'll talk about IQ, controls, the right positioning, and the right combination of badges. First one, and I think one of the most important part, you have to understand that it's not easy to do standing dunks. For me personally, you have to be around 90 plus standing dunk rating with high upgrade of badges, and the defender must be just around your height or lower for you to do these things. I have a 6'10 versatile paint beast build, and I only do these following things that I'm going to tell you if there is a mismatch or at least we have around the same height. If my matchup is a 7-footer with around 90 plus overall, which I assume of course they have these high defensive badges locked in, man, I'll just stretch the floor. I'll just dare to take inside shots if it's open or if we're up by a huge margin. So now for the controls, I know it seems like dunking with meter will trigger more dunks, but for me personally, I would stick to just R2 plus shot stick up. Because you have to consider as well that every now and then you might miss some shots on meter unless you don't miss. But if you miss sometimes anyway, I highly recommend to just stick to R2 plus shot stick up. And just for another basic tip, usually if you know that you're going to dunk it anyway, even before receiving the pass, just press those buttons. Like at this point, I know I can do it. I'm pretty confident with my stat and badge setup, and I was kinda open anyway, so I was already pressing R2 and shot stick up even before receiving the pass, so you will trigger the animation straight away. So now for the badges, there are 5 badges that you need for standing dunks. I'm not talking about badges that to get you in position, I'm talking about badges that will really boost your actual dunks. This one here is in order in terms of importance. First one will be Rise Up, of course. Next will be Fast Twitch. Next one will be Posterizer. And next one will be About Even between Slithery Finisher and Putback Boss. Now, some of you might be surprised with Fast Twitch being more important than Posterizer badge. It is because for me, you getting that standing dunk is more on about that tiny difference between the trigger point of your standing dunk and how quick the defense reacts. With standing dunks, you are pretty much close to each other, so it's all about who goes up first. Unlike with driving dunks, it's more on where you take off, what's your angle with the basket, which part of the takeoff point the defender cuts you off, and all those kind of stuff. So it's really important on standing dunks. In here, you can see the difference between a no badge and Hall of Fame on Fast Twitch badge. I know it's not mind-blowing visually, but on a standing dunk perspective, that's really huge. So just for more perspective, this might sound so basic. This is just to show you how that split second matters in terms of standing dunks. In here, at this exact point, the game doesn't even know how this guy will react. Will he just raise his hands up? Will he jump? Or maybe he's not going to respond at all. So the game thinks like, okay, this guy here pressed dunk button already, and at this point, this defender here haven't responded yet, so let's give this dunk to the Rodman guy. And since Fast Twitch badge make that transition so fast, the dunk animation is already at this point when the defender reacts, and I don't think the game will cancel that dunk animation anymore. It's just too late. So that's how important Fast Twitch is. And by the way, that's against a bigger guy. Of course in slow-mo you can catch it, but on a real-time perspective, that's too quick. it's hard for the defense to react. See how fast is this one. And before we go to the next part, just want to invite you guys to like the video if you're liking it so far. And if you think that this channel deserves 100k subs, would be really awesome if you guys can subscribe to make this silver play button real. I'll give you guys some moments. So now going back, some of you are probably surprised as well about putback boss in there, but I'll be honest with you, probably 40 to 50% of my standing dunks came from an offensive rebound which utilizes this badge. I'm not talking about putback dunks, I'm talking about dunks after an offensive rebound. You can invest on that as well, they'll give you more chance on dunking the ball instead of having a weak layup attempt. Now for the next one, how would you get in position? I know some people flag this move that it doesn't take much skill to do it, but if you really want to get those standing dunks, you have to do drop steps. Especially now that post spins are not that good anymore compared back in 2K20. You have to do drop steps. So with that being said, you have to invest on at least gold or Hall of Fame drop stepper badge. And by the way, drop stepping takes some skill as well because you need to read the situation too and understand when to do it. So I don't really talk down on this move because I'm doing it. And in terms of balancing your points on back down punisher and drop stepper, I would say try to put more on drop stepper. But of course, if you have the luxury to get both on Hall of Fame, you can do it. But we all know some of us doesn't have much points, so just put more on drop stepper badge. Because with back downs, you can just start your back down sequence deeper in the paint, so you don't need to back down for that long. And at the end, back down animation's main purpose is just to engage your player's body to the defender to prep your drop steps anyway. So now for the more detailed drop step tips, try to always drop step turning to the inside of the paint. Not sure if I described it correctly, but what I'm trying to say here are these kind of drop steps. Now, when you drop step, the higher your upgrade is, the higher the chance of getting these animations. So if that happens, just go for it, even if it's not a mismatch. Chances are high that you're going to dunk it, or at least you'll make a layup without getting blocked. So now for the summary, for the badge, Rise Up badge doesn't have any sweet spot. You can push it to Hall of Fame as you please, and the badge doesn't expand your dunk meter. And for the applications, just do all these things if there's a mismatch or at least your defender's height is about even compared to yours. And for the controls, press R2 with right stick up instead of right stick down for the dunk meter. And for the badges, invest on Rise Up, Post Riser, Fast Twitch, Studio Finisher, and Putback Boss. And for the positioning, invest on Backdown Punisher and Drop Stepper, but Drop Stepper is more important. So that's all for the video. If you guys like it, please smash that like button and please consider subscribing for more videos. And don't forget to drop by the channel for lots of other contents. And as always, stay safe and happy gaming, guys. Peace.